Oh, there's no one online either. Anyway, maybe
That's a schedule. Yeah. So, but I don't know.
hang on.
That type of thing.
Yes, yes.
It's a way better that page. It's like something yeah. Yeah. So we
Oh, the job a lot. I work there.
I mean, people. Plastic napkins. It's actually got a baby. It's a lot big. It's like 100 there.
Oh, yeah.
We've got a few vacant seats, but the most important thing like that. Are we on?
Yes, if you can stand over near the fire, yeah, perfect. Yep, perfect.
I am Ms. Cohen, the Chief Executive Officer of Sunnyhaven, and I will have my 3-year anniversary with the end of December since I started with Sunnyhaven, so I'm feeling very privileged. I just want to acknowledge country first before we start. Sunnyhaven acknowledges the traditional custodians of the land upon which we work. We pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging, and extend this respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples. A deep connection to land, water and community guides our commitment to inclusion, dignity and respect. Thank you for your attendance, everyone, and welcome. What I'm going to do now is present a summary of our annual report, which will be given to the board at our AGM on Monday. So I'm pleased to present the summary of Sunnyhaven's 2024-25 annual report for your information. This has been a year of significant progress, resilience and growth for Sunnyhaven. It has definitely been an extraordinary year. Despite the evolving and often challenging economic environment, we remain strongly focused on delivering high quality, person-centred supports while strengthening our systems, workforce and governance structures. This year we delivered more than 172,000 hours of direct support across SIL, day programs, individual support, respite and support coordination. These hours represented not only the volume of service delivered, but the trust placed in Sunnyhaven by individuals, families and our community. We also strengthened our workforce capacity and capability with 122 dedicated staff completing more than 1,300 hours of professional development. We completed a major operations restructure, welcomed new leaders into key roles, and continued to build the capability needed to meet the growing demands and rising sector expectations. On the governance front, the board conducted a major recruitment process late in 2024 receiving over 30 applications and appointing 4 highly skilled directors whose experience brings depth in ICT, property, strategy, governance and operations. We also farewelled long-serving director Maureen Porter, acknowledging her 9 years of dedicated leadership and commitment to Sunnyhaven. We established our first property committee, completed the ACNC self-governance evaluation and met all regulatory government reporting across the ACNC, ATSI, WGEA, ATO and also DSOA. These milestones demonstrated our ongoing commitment to strong governance and accountability. Significant strategic work was also undertaken, including the full review of our ERP system and an initiation of a formal RFP to identify a more suitable platform for the organisation to use. We also became a member of the Ability Roundtable, strengthening our benchmarking and sector insights. We continued our strong presence in the community and we're proud to be recognised as the winner of the 2024 Bayside Business Award in the community sector category. While we celebrated these achievements, we also acknowledge the loss of 2 valued members of our Sunnyhaven community this year, Ricky Evans and Cheryl Stoddart. We honour their memory and extend our heartfelt thanks to their families and to their staff who supported them with compassion and dignity. As we look ahead, our focus remains firmly on sustainability, innovation, workforce and well-being, and delivering high-quality services that truly empower people. We will continue to prepare the NDIS reforms, progress our strategic initiatives and build for the future with the development of our 2026 strategic plan. I'd like to close by reflecting on our values that guide everything that we do at Sunnyhaven. Act with integrity, be bold, focus on others. I want to thank you, our families, for your trust in us and your support throughout the year. Together we are continuing to build a stronger, more connected and more inclusive Sunnyhaven. Thank you.
Okay, who's next? Damien, do you want me to introduce you?
Sure.
I'd like to introduce one of our new staff members, our General Manager of Operations, Damien, who I'm sure you've already met and had a conversation with.
Thanks, Liz. Okay, so the main thing that I wanted to do today was celebrate some success that we've had with Helen. So if I ask Helen to come up with her report staff. Yeah. I just like to thank all the wonderful staff and teams for the hard work that they've been doing. They've had a lot of changing and reshuffling of rosters and people in houses and everything. And it's been great to see the way that everybody's worked so hard. So much, Yeah, Helen, wonderful.
Looking forward to it.
Helen and Ruthie. So what we wanted to do today was just talk about the story of Helen. Of you. So Helen here was born 1959. Yeah. You originally moved into an attic group home in Riverwood, when you were 42. And then you moved into Sunnyhaven at Box Road when you were 52. And you lived there until 2023. You remember that time? So Helen had a very active life, working at St George IVF for many years. She retired in 2016 and began attending Civic New Era Day Program and Sylvania Garden House. In 2023, Helen's support needs were starting to increase rapidly. When she was a child, she had epilepsy, but she had not had a seizure for decades. And then one day she did again, and she was hospitalised. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then later she had a fall, and again was hospitalised. But when Helen was in hospital, she was diagnosed with having problems to move her leg, no sensation. And then you remained in hospital from June until October. Wow, that's a long time in hospital, isn't it? You're in hospital all that time. And during that time, the specialists, they said that they didn't think that you would walk again. You remember that? They were wrong, weren't they? So in early 2023, they noticed the lump and referred this to the doctors and took the scan, and there was a cyst. But once it was removed, there was hope that she may be able to get sensation back in those legs. So while this was ongoing, Shazzy, one of our support coordinators, was discussing Helen's needs with the Department of Health and getting funding. It took many OT reports and recommendations, and finally the department came through and funded her nearly $1 million to live at Frederick Street. What do you think of Frederick Street, Helen? You like it there?
Yeah, not me.
Yeah.
Not me.
So instead of living in a nursing facility, Helen was able to live at Frederick Street with her wonderful housemates and staff, some of which are here today. And from long-term physio treatment and ongoing encouragement from the house, Helen has improved her mobility to the point where she can now take a few steps again. And we're not going to do that today because we have a walk up, but you've been able to walk again, haven't you, Helen? And I think we all wanted to say what a wonderful achievement that is and how much the staff are so happy. And I know that Joanne and Ruthie that are here, you ladies have been helping along with all the other members of the team to really make that happen and help support Helen's day.
So Helen, we're going to show you a little video of people walking that I put. Yeah, that's in her home.
Square. Slowly. Along. There she is. Helen walking. And one.
Yeah. So I guess just with this story, it just goes to show, I think there's a real family feel here. Yeah.
No.
And all the guys, it's a lot of them have been living together a long time or different, all know each other. And a lot of the staff have been here for a very long time. So I think it really, for somebody that's coming new to the organisation, and just make it proud to see you guys and the team and the participants and the good work that they do.
Thank you, Glenn.
No worries.
Alison.
Our wonderful day program manager manages 2 wonderful day programs, which are continuing to grow every year. So he's
Our day program has been going really, really well at the moment, but next year we're going to focus on some different things. So next year we're focusing on community. So Anita and I have gone to another day program in Campbelltown, and we're going to be doing some stuff with them. The thing we would like to do is go kart. So that will be a sense of community. We'll be going on Wednesday, we'll be doing disability day only, so we have the clients, they'll be going at the same speed in the go-karts, have the same interests and things like that. So we're going to give that a go. I think it would be really good for our clients to form a connection with another day program. We're going to be inviting them over here to do things, other providers over there to do things. I think it will give us a sense of community. We can do like letter programs. I think it's good to have a sense of community with another day program. Also what we'd like to do is see what our clients can excel at, what they're really good at. I have a friend who has a day program and they do a work program. So same as the line across the road, same setting, it's in a factory, but there is no limit. But they don't have to pack anything by a certain time. They get there, they have morning tea and they sit around the table, they chat with other clients, and while they're chatting, they might put a sticker on a box, they might put products into a box. It's very, very low key, it's very easy. And we wanted to see what our clients are capable of doing, giving them a bit of independence and seeing what they can do with that. So that's another thing, if you'd like your family member to give that a go, I think that would be really encouraging to put their clients out there in the community and doing something and giving them a sense of community, a sense of achieving something for the day. We also have some videos which I plan to be very artistic and he's made some videos. So for those who haven't seen all of our day program, for those who haven't seen our CAS day program, we are sure we should be.
Good morning and welcome to Sunnyhaven. Sunnyhaven has 2-day program services. This is our main one here on the Cobra site. The second program group for us around here. Hi, Daniel. Yeah, you can send it to you as it's set. Yeah. Secure outdoor areas. And we have plenty of vehicles for accessing the community. Plus a structured day program and team life. Thank you for visiting our day program service at Cobra. Good morning and welcome to Sunnyhaven.
It's our CAS day program.
Welcome to our Sunnyverse Day program and Respite Facility. Fully wheelchair accessible. larger than kitchen.
I sound like a real estate agent.
Accessible training facilities. Art and craft rooms. I agree. A multimedia room and playroom. And our respite stay rooms. Available through the week, overnight, and through the weekends. And we have plenty of transport available as well. That's a Sunnyhaven Day program and respite facility. Welcome to our Sunnyhaven Day program.
In both their programs. One of the things we have done this year is introduce our cooking program. So a lot of clients that like to cook, want to learn to cook. We have a client called Jane, when he first started cooking, he was interested in eating everything, whether it's cooked, whether it was not cooked. So during the week, he would look up what he wants to cook for Friday, his lunch. So now we look something we like, then we look up the ingredients. Then he goes to Coles online, looks up the actual ingredient involved, writes down the product, what brand it is and how much money it is. Then he gives it to a team leader who buys it. And then on the Friday, we will start cooking his lunch. And he started off with coming at 9 wanting to cook straight away. Now he's like that he doesn't start cooking until 11 o'clock. He now sets the table, he gets his special glass and he puts it down and it's good to cook things from barbecues to sushi to Thai food to Nepalese food. He's going really, really well. We also have a holiday program for anyone who's interested to come, and we're focusing on health and music. So we have a professional vodka player who's employed by us. He's going to do not so much a vodka program, but a health program. So we'll be running classes every day and promoting health, promoting exercises. Everyone will go home with a health guide and exercises that they can do at home if they want to do it at home. We also have Lou, who's a professional musician, and she's going to be running a music program as well. And also a cooking program, which will be run by Nat. So if anyone is interested in our holiday program, we're running Monday to Wednesday for the 2 weeks. So if you'd like to come, let me know, Ash know. And it should be lots of fun.
Thanks, Alison.
I'll introduce Marta. She's our NDIS commercial manager and supports people with quarterly plan information.
I'm just running through some recent updates for NDA's released supports and prime files. So I was maybe aware NDA's have a changing place. Things are changing all the time and they're here to improve those changes and let you know what's important, what's not important. One of the things that is changing every single day is supply side because arrangements are typically come down to one because historically we've been seeing prices going up every year, or in the recent few years we've been observing price freeze. And in the last few releases of the pricing arrangements, it started happening the other way around. The industry is changing a little bit and pricing arrangements, especially around therapeutic supports, are going to be reviewed by boards. And we are seeing in the last July updates, the physiotherapy hourly rate will be reduced. And in the most recent one, released in October, prices will be effective from end of November. Art and music therapy hourly rate has been reduced as well. So those are the things that we are expecting to see more and more. With refinement, how the industry is approaching NPA supports, there will be more reduction in prices, which is good so that we can maximize our loved ones and their stance, and it's also they haven't been able to access previously. Some of the other changes actually are the therapy supports that are having different prices. Historically, all the therapists have been using the same price guide and the same pricing arrangement, which was the price hourly rate. However, in the recent one, we are seeing more of the climate and different specialties. For instance, art and music therapy, which is at lower hourly rate, as well as personal trainers, which is again at the lower hourly rate, which can maximize the outcomes fast. The other thing that has changed in the recent release of the pricing arrangement is different codes for consumables, which if you have support coordinator, they will be able to review what you've been ordering for consumables, assistive technology to make sure all those codes are aligned with the latest release. So along with those changes in the price guide, and there's also released new operation guides. One of them is the new therapy guide. As I said, the other one is respite guide. Historically, respite was linked to short-term accommodation by NDAs. However, now the new guide has removed the accommodation aspect of that support, just to maximize opportunities where you can use respite. Respite can be used historically to relieve caring duties of parents, supporters, to make sure your loved ones can spend time away from you. It's not available for supported independent living residents. It's available for people who live with their family and loved ones. The price of operation out now is different opportunities to access respite in places like hotels, motels, resorts. It's important to note that it can be used for holidays and only be used for short period of time. That's why it's called short-term respite. You can access up to 28 days of that support within a year and can be accessing a variety of different settings, like I said, in hotels and hotels. It's also available now for people under 18, which historically hasn't been available. So now the opportunities are looking wider and previously, and agencies recognizing that people are asking for different supports, and that will be now available. And last but not least, there will be few changes introduced by MPAs into how plans are being reviewed. As you might observe in the recent years, the plans have been rolling over. We haven't seen a lot of changes in reviews and plans, and agency each of 2026 will be introducing a new assessment tool, which has been used in the industry for the last 20 years. It is a standardized assessment. NDAs will be training assessors in how to use it, how to recognize and support needs for your loved ones. So we are hoping that from mid of next year, we'll be seeing plans that are meeting your loved ones' needs a little bit better and reflecting the real support needs used that standardized assessment.
No, that's the only slide I've got. Oh. So this year we just started with new medications. And it's all on laptops that are within each site, including the day program services. The pharmacy that we have arranged with has uploaded the scripts, people's prescriptions to the actual software system, and our staff have had the training to use it. We've begun using the system that hasn't been as smoothly as I thought it was going to be, like running out any system really, but I guess it's given us an opportunity to stop and look at what we're actually doing in terms of medication administration. So some of the things are that some medications do need to be administered at a certain period of time. And I guess some of those things have come up because it's actually within this system be quite precise as to exactly when to administer the tablets. So it's given us a chance to really look at all of that and examine what we're doing. But now we're going to run the two systems. We'll keep the software system going, but we'll also run paper-based, so that we've got a record until we're 100% confident that everything's working fine with it. In terms of the way that we manage our services, we aim to really sort of deliver a very quality, safe service, high level of well-being for our clients. An example of this is our client risk profile. So every new client that comes into our service, we conduct a risk profile upon entry and whenever their needs change. The risk profiles are reviewed annually, and I guess they do things like identify support needs that we need to do to actually manage people within our service. For example, look how if the person has epilepsy, and then we'll develop an action plan saying that, okay, so now that we know that person has epilepsy, we'll have to get in a support plan and do training with the staff, so then we can support the person accurately. Beyond that, we also have a personal evacuation plan. So within each house, each resident has a personal evacuation plan. So that in the case of emergency, we'll know how to support that person accurately. But if under dire circumstances, we do have to evacuate. We conduct monthly evacuations as well within our sites and practice them. The next thing we do is we look at nutrition and swallowing checklists. So this is conducted for all of our residents and day program clients upon entry into the service. And that is reviewed whenever a person's support needs changes. So the checklist is actually completed by support workers who actually support the person with their mealtime supports. It provides a simple indication of what has to happen. For example, if the person can't close their mouth while they're eating, or do they choke while they're eating. So the support worker doesn't need to be qualified to do this. It's really simple. There's about 30 questions that is yes or no. At the end of that, it shows guide as to how you can form an action plan and what to do next. So it might be that the action plan will simply look at the person needs further investigation by the GP, or there might be a referral to a speech therapist. From there, we conduct what we call chats. Who knows what a chat is? Staff? What's the acronym stand for? You've all seen one. All getting warm? So it's a comprehensive health assessment program. It's actually developed by Queensland GPs. And it provides a holistic assessment of the person's healthcare needs. It's done annually. You have to book in an extra long visit with the doctors. And then it comes up with a very simple action plan of what to do next. And this feeds into our Sunnyhaven healthcare summary form. So our healthcare summary form is basically an action plan. It indicates how often people need specialists, who they are, when it has to happen, and reports on medical and allied health visits. So we've got a track record there. The actual staff, when they take people to allied health visits or to doctors, they take along a medical visit form, which is completed by the doctor and has little action statement down the bottom of it as to what has to happen next. High intensity supports, 6 high intensity supports. And I'm not going to ask that second one. So these are additional healthcare supports that people need. And NDIS has mapped out the actual key indicators of them as what they are. They include things like epilepsy management, diabetes, peg feeding, complex bowel care, severe dysphagia management, which I don't think about that one, it's scary to read it. Pressure care wound and basic wound management, and urinary catheter support. So NDIS took the time to actually map those out and actually show us how to identify those additional supports. So then they can pay us an extra couple of dollars an hour so that we can do the specialised training so that the people who have any of those conditions can be supported in the best way possible. The other training that we do with our staff includes things like medication management, so that's done on an annual basis. We do manual handling. By law, we have to actually train our staff in infection control. And of course, all you staff that come into Sunnyhaven have to complete the NDIS work support training. And then, of course, we do specialised training for any particular needs of people. For example, like we might get an OT in to show us exactly how Helen likes to have her chair, the position that it's in, and how to support her to get in and out of that chair. Additionally, the last thing we probably do provide in terms of support to make sure that our residents are safe is the financial support that we offer people. So we have Martha, who will guide people with their NDIS plans and show them exactly what each line item means and what we can actually get in terms of service delivery from that. But beyond that, we also keep records of all residents' personal monies that they spend. Some people have orders by New South Wales Trustee and Guardian. Some people have legal guardians, and they quite often request copies of that information. The other thing I was going to mention is that on the seats there's an envelope there, so please, I think just get that either now if you want to, or take it home and fill it out and send it back in the seat envelope. So that's it from our presentation. I guess it's really over to you now. Any questions about our service? Yes.
Last time we were here, you mentioned you're going to develop an app, maybe it's what your son's doing while here. What's happening with that?
Yeah, so look, it's been a busy time. We have had several conversations with those people. We're going to talk to them again, I think, next week or the week after, on Tuesday. It's still in the pipeline. I guess we have to be careful at this sort of stage how much we roll out at a time. So then it's rolled out perfectly. So the main focus that I have right now is our medication system. And once that's working 110% perfectly, then we'll look at doing the care app. And I think that would provide a lot of really good bonuses for people because they will be able to see like the live photos of people when they're out in the community. And you'll be able to sort of correspond via that app as well. So you might be able to say, okay, well, such and such it's really taking an antibiotic at the moment. So please let me know if they have a set tummy, those sort of things. So we may not get to roll it out this year, but we'll definitely put it out for next year. Any other questions? Okay. Well, thanks. Moving along. And please, hang around, make coffee. We've got the still happening out so we're all welcome to say lunch. And see you again next time.
Oh, you did it. Yeah, I'm going to put it outside. Oh, Bye.